Hi, I'm Jennifer, and welcome to my channel where every week I tune into the energies and I do a general reading. Sometimes it turns out to be a little bit more specific. Other times it is very general. So if you do resonate with you, or if it does resonate with you, wonderful. And because it is a general reading, it may not at this time, or there might be parts that do. So I highly encourage you to tune in for the whole video. I'll try not to keep it too long. However, today I am going to do 3 rows. I think I usually do 3 rows. Let me correct that. I'm actually going to do 4 rows. 3 rows, 1 row past energies, second row present energies, and then the energies we're moving into will be the third row. And then I'm going to pull a fourth row to clarify. So just as a clarifier for each row, basically, just a general clarifier. So once again, I'm using the messages from the fairies for the main part of the reading, and then the clarifying cards is going to be the shaman's dream. And I have shuffled quite a bit here before I started recording this, but I'm just going to give it another quick go. And we'll do a clarifier for each row. Okay. It's funny how I play things out in my head and then I realize that I'm going backwards as I'm actually doing it. I do that a lot, I believe. So let's tune into the energies here. So the energies that we're just coming out of, so they're obviously still out there. You may be, deep in this energy still, or coming into it, or just passing out of it. Okay, so the significator card is winter. Yeah, we're in winter, so that fits very precisely. But it's indicating a change of direction. It feels to me with the fairy contemplating. Oh, it's like, where do I want to go? I'm feeling called to a new beginning, but it's also about turning in. Winter is very much about turning in. Things aren't super clear. I feel like with the snow, I believe that's snow. I don't have my glasses on, but it feels like you feel a change coming, or you're feeling that a change needs to be made, or you felt that way, and you haven't been decidedly sure what direction to take, or how it's going to manifest. And I feel like the lack of clarity is because of like the snow. I feel like that is the lack of clarity. But then I also feel like your destiny is magical and it's waiting you. The unicorn is looking right at you, but you can't see it because there's that lack of clarity. But the magic is there. And I also feel with the healed healer card that this is very much a time of healing. So as you're making your contemplations, or I'm talking like this is present, but this is like the past. I mean, there's only the present now, but these are the energies you've been working through, or we've been working through as a collective. It's about, it feels like a time of healing. So as you're doing this, internal contemplation and shadow work, perhaps, this has been a time of healing because you haven't been out in the world doing things. You've been shut in more and taking this time and doing some of that inner work, and releasing a lot wanting to choose better for yourself, a higher way of being, something that is more uplifting, something that doesn't feel so heavy. You're ready to be different in the world. And with the autumn card, it feels like with that little fairy on the hand of the little boy or the fairy, it feels like a wish to me. Like this is you manifesting, contemplating, healing, and manifesting what it is you want to go. So it's like perhaps you don't see, or what you're feeling drawn to, you don't see how you can get from A to B, but it's about the magic, and you don't see how. You're not always meant to. You just have to put the intention out there and then let the universe take care of the rest, because oftentimes there's so many factors at play that we don't directly have control over in the physical sense, but we just have to trust in the universe to bring it around. But it does very much feel like in the autumn card that it is manifestation of your desires, the wish. Now, whether that, actually manifests in the autumn of this year or not, I don't know, but it does definitely feel like a manifestation. But let's carry on to the current energies. Okay, interesting. It feels like with the debt paid off and her floating weightlessly, it feels like a karmic debt has been paid off, like you're released from this karmic debt. So perhaps in this time of contemplation and where you want to go in the healing, you have let go of relationships or belief systems or ways of being that are tied to past lives, whether they have been manifested through these relationships or whatever it might be. It definitely feels like the end of a karmic tie. So you are released. You're free to be whatever it is you desire to be. So about creating your destiny. And with the expressing your individuality, it feels very much about you walking your truth. To me, this card is always about walking your truth, and in letting go of those karmic debts, you come into your own power. You call it back to you. You are calling it back to you. You're not giving your power away anymore because you realize that you're a divine being. I mean, this is showing a lot of emotional maturity, spiritual growth in this path that you're on. Oh, and I see here at the bottom of that row about whom do you need to forgive. So along this path, it is very much about forgiving others for the perceived actions that are done against you. But it's also about forgiving yourself and not judging yourself along the path. But by forgiving someone, you are releasing yourself. It's not forgetting, but it's realizing it's the acceptance of what is, and realizing that you were a co-creator in all those perceived harmful actions against you. But that's part of the process of evolving and growing and all that. So it's about coming into your own power to express your wisdom, your individuality, and not being afraid to walk your truth. And then in the final row, the energies we're moving into the letting go, as you surrender the need to control your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. So surrendering to the universe as you are manifesting, jumping back to the first row, contemplating where it is you want to go, stepping into a higher timeline, a different timeline, a higher timeline, and having that trust and the healing, manifesting, the dreaming, making wishes, and stepping into your power as you do this and let go and trust the universe that everything you desire is coming to you, it doesn't mean you can't take action steps. You must take action steps. And I think I mentioned that last week about actually putting these desires into action, one step at a time. You are showing your trust that you are making it happen, and then the universe will bring things about and set them in front of you or into place, opportunities, people, etc., etc. You've got the power. So I love this. Second card in the third row. You've got the power. So she's balancing on like a cobweb, and it's like you don't really know, you can't really see that you're supported, but you are. It's having that trust. And to me, that's about part of the surrender. This card feels again like surrender and the trust, and that all these are those butterflies, and there's a mouse floating around you are like your guides in the universe, and the dark space with the clouds is the unmanifested. It's the infinite possibilities. And I actually really love how that card is coming across, the feel of that one today. And the walk away card, typically this is about leaving unhealthy things behind, relationships or situations, and new doors opening. And again, to me, this does feel like surrendering, but also letting go of, again, belief system. It never really stops. The evolving, the letting go of layers, because again, it's like that onion, the layers, and you think, yo, you've reached this level, and then but then something new starts to emerge, a new not new, but older belief system, or whatever it might be, a conditioned way of being, and you realize that, oh my goodness, there's another one that is so old and ingrained, but then you become aware of it so you can release it. But also in the releasing, it's important to remember to be open to all the new energies coming in, and accepting them and welcoming them, and keeping your heart open and embracing them. And although you might want to jump back into fear because you don't know. I mean, there's always that aspect of it, but then it comes back to trusting the universe, trusting yourself. So with the clarifying cards for the first row, the Moon Maiden, New Beginnings. So this is very much about setting your intentions, where you want to go, and that I think fits really well with the first row in the contemplating where it is you want to go, wanting to step into a different timeline, and making your wishes. So new beginnings, very much. The second row about releasing yourself from karmic debts and walking your truth, and forgiving all those. The Joyful Muse, Inspiration. That is a beautiful card. And I feel like it okay, so if I'm going to compare the two rows from the energies we've been working through, they feel very heavy and dense. Almost not like you're stuck, but like you're working through some heavy energy, some heavy stuff. And then, so that is leaving. And then right now we're working through what it feels like, kind of like what the card indicates. It feels lighter. It feels like there's a little bit of joy. There's like a crack in the armor, or there's a crack and some light is coming in, and it just feels like it's the beginning of something new, and an opportunity to be more joyful in your living. And that's how this middle row feels to me. And then in the final row of the energies coming in, we have the covenant, sacred contract. So this is really as you're stepping into your power and surrendering and realizing how magical you are and trusting the universe, trusting yourself, and continue to release conditioned thoughts and walking away. And those conditioned thoughts and beliefs will keep us prisoner in relationships that don't serve our highest good anymore. So yeah, it's all connected. But by doing that, letting that go, you are, and stepping into your power, you are stepping into your destiny, what you're here to do, walking your path. And what you're really here to do is your contract is to remember who you are, I believe, and shine your light so that you can, spread that in the world and affect change in everyone around you. So, kind of a deep reading this week. It feels to me big changes internally. I think I say that a lot too, big changes. But yeah, that is it for the week. So I hope that makes sense. And thank you so much for joining me. And I always appreciate your feedback. Let me know what fit for you, what didn't fit. If there's anything you would like me to change in my readings or add, any feedback is appreciated. Of course, when you like my video, that helps the algorithms with YouTube somehow. So it helps me, helps my channel grow. And sharing, of course, hitting the notification bell. And I think that's about it. So thank you so much. I hope you're all doing well, and I am sending you my blessing. And remember that you are loved, and I love you. Take care for now. We'll see you next week. Bye.